In this video, I'm going to answer a couple of questions that were asked the last time I asked you guys to leave questions for me to answer on the next Q&A video. But I'm actually starting a new sort of Q&A segment that's going to work a lot different from the last ones. Basically, you guys just leave your questions in the comment box down below here on YouTube, and I'll choose the best ones to answer in their own video. Now, most of the ones that I'm going to answer are photography related, apart from maybe this first one, because this one is sort of more about me and more about CamCrunch moving forward. So the first question I'm going to answer is how, when, and why I got into photography. It was asked by Melody Lopez on Instagram, but again, moving forward, ask your questions here on YouTube or on the website, wherever you're watching this video. So let's answer that question. But to answer that question, I'm going to have to take you guys back to around 8 years ago, maybe even further back actually. So I've always been into art. I've always been into making things, specifically things that just look nice. You know, I wasn't sort of like the storyteller, artsy type of person. I was more into just things that look really nice. And I know that's, you know, that may seem very shallow, but that's, you know, that's just how I did things. I was into drawing nice things, painting nice things, and, you know, creating nice things with my hands. And I was all about the visual sort of side of things. Now, alongside that, I was also very much into technology. I was into, you know, back then, I was into like computers, I was into cell phones. And so photography was sort of a art medium that combined art and technology. You could create nice things using all sorts of, you know, technology, and I liked learning about cameras and sort of that. Actually, fun fact, before I started looking up cameras, I was looking up camcorders, and I thought that, you know, I was going to be making sort of artsy films and that sort of stuff. And I guess I'm getting more into video now, but before I even looked at DSLRs and cameras like that, I was actually looking at camcorders because I wanted to make moving images, things that look nice but were moving. But I guess I ended up, you know, leaning towards the photography side of things and ended up picking a camera. So this was around freshman or sophomore year of high school, and before I picked up my first DSLR, I was actually just shooting with my iPhone. At that time, I was first shooting with a Nokia phone, and then I got the first iPhone, and the first iPhone it just blew me away with how nice the images were. Even though I think it was just a 2 megapixel camera at that time, I just loved taking it with me everywhere. And I don't know, the image processor and the camera or on the phone was just really nice. And that's sort of where I started actually taking pictures. But I actually, you know, got my first DSLR before I started taking pictures very seriously, which was a big risk. And my parents thought I was, you know, they didn't know where it was coming from at first, but as soon as I picked up my camera, I started, you know, practicing. I carried my camera to school every day, and so I think I progressed quickly because I was practicing very often, and I actually have a video about that. I'll leave that in the description box down below and in the accompanying blog post to this video. But I was shooting every single day, and I'm talking from tens to hundreds of photos every single day. And I was like looking through those every single day. And yes, from there, my love for photography just grew, I guess. I was just taking my camera with me every day, and I started joining more clubs and activities that involved taking pictures. So I became the yearbook photographer for a bit, I think. Not for the portraits, but for like activities around school to put on the yearbook. And then for a school publication, I did an internship, not really an internship, but I like sat in this person's studio and just watched them take portraits and stuff like that, like a fashion shoot. I just started doing more things that involve photography, and then it just sort of grew on from there. And then I started making YouTube videos, and people were interested, so that sort of pushed me even further to try new things, just, you know, so that I could share it with you guys. And so I think that also helped me grow and progress at the same time as well. And now, almost 8 years later, I'm still taking pictures. Admittedly, I'm not taking as many pictures as I was before, mainly because I only really take pictures now when I go somewhere interesting and I haven't been before, unlike before where I would just take pictures of everything every single day. But I'm trying to get into the habit of taking more pictures, actually. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, one of my goals for this year is just to take more pictures and to print more pictures. So I'm hoping that happens. My advice for you guys, if I had to give one and you're sort of young and wanting to get into photography, just do it with any camera that you can at the moment. I encourage you guys to try more advanced cameras, cameras with manual controls and that sort of stuff, but you don't by any means have to buy one. If your school has one, take every opportunity you can to use it. If your friends have one, take every opportunity you can to borrow your cameras. Don't be like too aggressive about it, but just again, take every opportunity again, because that's going to help you sort of grow and learn quickly and just sort of get into it and see if you really like doing it. Because if I wasn't into photography, I would have like just stopped a long time ago and done something else. But I learned that I really liked it and it kept trying to get better, and so that's why I still do it today. The second question that I'm going to ask are, what are my plans for CamCrunch and for myself this year in 2016? It's still January, so I think it's still reasonable to make this sort of type of video right now. And if you guys haven't noticed, I've posted one video, at least one video, in the past 2 weeks. So it's been 2 weeks in a row now, and this is going to be the third week where I post one video, and I'm going to try to keep that up. Last year I said I was going to make like 2 videos a week, and I think I filmed like 40 something videos in 2015, and I only released probably like 10 or 11 of them. And there are a bunch of reasons for that. One of them is I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. That's just like how I am. So if something is not exactly how I want it, I don't release it. Even if it's like 95% of how I want it, that last 5% stops me from uploading something, stops me from showing something. And that's something I'm going to try to avoid this year. If something is, delivers the message that I want across to you guys well enough, even if, maybe like the color's off a little bit, even if the exposure of the video is off a little bit, even if the sound is a little bit off, if it does the what I wanted to do, I'm going to publish it. And that's something I'm going to try to keep doing, because I think that's a good habit to have, to just click publish and just share things, even if they're not perfect. As long as you make the effort to get better and better every time, that's good enough, because you'll keep growing and you'll keep getting better. If you don't click that publish button, you don't get better, because you won't make improvements, you won't get feedback, you won't get all that sort of stuff. So that's something I'm going to try to do, at least one video a week. I'm going to try to bump it up as we go, because again, I filmed like 50 videos last year, 40 something, and I only released like 10 or 11 of them. That's something I'm not super happy with, and something I'm going to try to correct this year. Now I'm also going to do that even further, because I'm starting a new YouTube channel. This is just a vlogging channel, so it's just going to be totally random, but it's not going to be as polished. It's going to be more raw, and it's just going to show off all my other interests besides photography. Because when I started this channel, it was all about photography, and when I did that, photography was like a huge part of my world, and it still is, but I've started doing other things. I'm into all sorts of other stuff, and it's also stuff I want to share with you guys or whoever might be interested in it. So I've created this other channel that doesn't have that sort of the limitations that I've set myself up with this channel, being all about photography and cameras and that sort of stuff. So that's going to be more of a personal vlog channel, where I just show off again all my other interests, and hopefully by me uploading on that channel, it just sort of again enforces that you don't need to be perfect mentality, and gets me uploading more on this channel as well. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave the link to the new channel in the description box down below, where you can follow me as well. I know I said I was working on the CamCrunch website, and that's I'm still doing that, but I keep changing my mind about certain things, so it's going to take a little bit longer than I expected. But that's still going to happen. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep making videos for you guys. I'm looking forward to making more videos for you guys and sharing more videos. And I hope you guys look forward to, the videos that I'm going to make as well. So that's it for this video, guys. Again, if you have any questions, leave those in the description box, or in the comment box down below, or in the website, depending on where you're watching this. And I'll be sure to answer the very best ones in future videos as well. I'll see you guys next time.